Hi everyone, my name's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing part 2 of a video that I did a little while ago, which was going through my tarot deck collection and deciding which decks to move on, which decks to get rid of, remove from my collection. That was hard. If you watch that video, I'll link it below. That was really hard, but I think I did pretty well. I ended up going from about 75, 80 decks down to a little over 50, I think. So yay me. I have since then got a few new decks, but not too many. And basically, I just have this urge to do it again. And I don't really have a set goal in mind, but I would like to get my collection down a little bit more. I'm not like hardcore, but I don't want to say a number. I don't know. I feel like 40, 45 decks would be great, like to have, not to get rid of, oh my god. But I don't know, I'm just going to kind of see how we go. I'll give you a quick preview of what we're dealing with now. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with this time. As you can see, it's fairly similar to last time. I do have a few new decks, and decks in the bags down the bottom, and then what's up here. And then these are the decks that are remaining from last time. So I've already decided these are not staying with me, but they've not found new homes yet. So that is what we're dealing with. That is what we have to work through together today. So this is going to be basically the same as last time. I'm going to go through deck by deck, pull them off the shelf, and decide whether I'm going to keep them or not. I am, like last time, going to have like a definitely keeping, a definitely getting rid of, and then a not sure, I'll decide at the end of the video pile. So that way we can kind of go through the harder choices at the end and see where we're at. So that's the plan. Should we just dive right in? Let's go. Okay, so the first deck is the Little Monsters Tarot, which is just the cutest thing in the world, and it's always hard. The hard one's always like, I just don't really use this deck, but I love it. And I'm going to Japan next year, and because this deck reminds me of Studio Ghibli, I kind of want to take it to Japan. I don't know if that's like a normal thing to want to do, but isn't it cute? I'm not going to show heaps of cards of all the decks. This one's going in the unsure pile, so we're starting off maybe not as well as we could, but anyway. Guardian Angel Tarot by Doreen Virtue. It's cheesy as hell, but I kind of love it for that very reason. I mean, it even has glitter on the cover. Far out. I'm keeping this one. Don't hate me. Now we have the Aboriginal Spirits Oracle by Mel Brown. See, the thing is, there's lots of decks that I really like and that are meaningful to me for different reasons, but that I just don't use. And they're the hard decisions to make. Did I just show you that card? I'm not sure. And this is one of those decks. It was one of my first Oracle decks. Maybe my first, I can't really remember. But I just don't use it. I think we're going to have to say goodbye to this one. That hurts. We're going to do it. It's going in the goodbye pile. This is the tin for the Minute Tarot, which is in a bag. 100% keeping this one. That's not a hard decision at all for me. Oh, the Liminal Tarot, however, is a harder decision. Oh. I think I'm ready to I don't know. I think I'm at the stage where I would part with this deck, but only, you know, for... I put it this way, when I sell decks, I tend to try to be quite fair, you know, like I don't try to make the biggest bucks, but I also don't want to like lose money, basically is how I approach it. This, I think I'm at a place where I would be willing to move it on if I could get like a unicorn deck that's on my wish list, like the Collective Tarot or something, or if I was offered like a really good sum of money, which I just don't, yeah. I'm going to keep this one for now, but it's kind of going to be in the back of my head that if the Collective Tarot comes up for trade, I'll probably offer this one, sort of a thing. Does that make sense? Yeah, that's where I'm at with this one. Okay, now we have a couple of my newer decks. The Empty Cup Oracle. This I got basically an Australian, has a YouTube channel too actually, When My Soul Whispered. She was selling independent decks here in Australia, but she has decided to kind of close that aspect of her business down, and so she was selling decks for really good prices. And this is really cute, and part of the reason I was interested in it, one is I saw Casper doing a walkthrough of it, and that really intrigued me. But two, the Sasarai Vito is one of my favorite decks, and this is by the same creator. So I haven't really used this yet, but I do want to keep it for now. This is kind of more like an experimentation. I'm not in love with it. I didn't buy it because I was obsessed with it or anything like that. I just want to play around with it, and I haven't had that opportunity yet. So I think this will stay for now. The Cosmic Woman Tarot, this was in the same boat. I bought this from Mel's shop when she was kind of closing down and doing that big sale. This deck, I mean, it's cute, but as soon as I pulled it out of the box, I kind of knew that it wasn't for me. So this one will be moving on. Flowers of the Night Oracle. This is the independent version. I moved this on a while ago, my copy of it, because I had an opportunity to get a deck that was harder for me to get, and I had the Rockpool version, so I didn't think I would miss it, but I did. So I ended up getting this one back. I found a copy for sale on Gumtree. So I'm very happy to have this back in my collection, and I won't be letting go of it anytime soon. Okay, the Fountain Tarot. I don't use this as much as I used to, but I do still really like it. So I don't think this is going anywhere yet. I'm not doing so well, am I? How many? Oh, we've gotten rid of 2. That's not too bad. Taramuha, love this deck, keeping this one. The Ophidia Rosa, I think I'm ready to let go of this one. It's not really doing a whole lot for me, and I just have other decks that I'm enjoying more, basically. So I think this one's ready to find a new home. The Art of Kundalini, Mum got me this one as like a little present. She often gets me decks, but she always says, you know, if I don't like it, that's fine, move it on. And I haven't used this one since she got it for me. It's quite cute. I might see if she wants it actually, because I just don't use it. Okay, I'm going to pull off these 3 together because I'm keeping all of them. Australian Wildflower reading cards by Cheryl and Darcy. Saltwater reading cards by Laura Bowen. Dreamtime reading cards by Laura Bowen. These are just a no-brainer, keeping. Flowers of Love. I don't use this a whole lot, but it is a little deck that I quite enjoy, and Mum did get this for me. I have fun with this deck, so I'm keeping this one. Kitty Kahane Tarot, however. I don't know, it's really fun. But, I don't know. I haven't really felt the need to pull it off and use it, so I think I might move this one on. Yeah, say goodbye to this one for now. Okay, now these are Lisa McLaughlin's 3 Oracle decks. Life Design Cards is one of my favorite Oracle decks, so that's an easy choice. These 2, however, I just don't use nearly as much. I really like them. I love the artwork. I kind of like having her 4 decks as like a little collection. And Blair got me these for a Christmas present a couple of years ago. And I'm starting to realize, I realized this about a year ago, that I don't ask him to buy me decks anymore. Because I was kind of asking him for the more expensive decks that I didn't want to buy myself as like a Christmas present. And he bought me a few, which was lovely. Thank you, Blair. But often I find, like, you've seen me, I move decks on when I don't use them. But I felt guilty about kind of wanting to do that to these 2 because he bought them for me. So I don't ask him to buy me decks anymore for presents, just because, you know, things, as much as I enjoyed these decks for a little while, I just didn't get as much use out of them. I certainly don't use them anymore. So I am ready to say goodbye to these 2. And yeah, I just don't ask Blair to buy me decks anymore. I buy them for myself or I trade them, because it's too much pressure otherwise. But they're beautiful. I just don't use them. Whenever I want to use a deck like this, I just go for the Life Design because they just work for me so well. So, saying goodbye to these. Okay, what have we got next? Fantastic Menagerie. Love this deck, keeping this one, that's easy. Idiosyncratic, another easy choice. I adore this deck. It's one of my favorites, and it was a gift which, you know, I don't always keep things that people send me because, like I said, I don't like holding on to decks I don't use, but this is just incredible. I love this deck. Amethyst Oracle. I'm still not sure about this one. I've kept it because I love the idiosyncratic so much that I kind of... Idiosyncratic tarot? I know how you say idiosyncratic, and I know it's like a deck, but it's... You just kind of want to say idiosyncratic. I don't know how you're supposed to say it. Anyway, I've kept this oracle because I love the tarot so much, and it's kind of like the companion. But I just don't use it much, but I still, I don't know. I'm going to put this in the maybe pile. These two oracle decks. This is the Victorian Flower Oracle, which is kind of like the companion oracle deck to the Fantastic Menagerie, which was also a gift, and yes, just have to keep this one. The Oracle de Mirrors. Don't make me say that again. This is a French deck that Mum bought me when she was in Paris, which is really fun. And it's funny. Like I was saying, how I don't feel the need to keep presents, things that people have sent me or given me. But then there's a few that I kind of do, and this is one of them. And I think it's because it was like the first deck Mum bought me when I started getting into tarot and oracle. I think it was this or the Flowers of Love, and she bought it for me in Paris, and it's a French deck, and I don't know. I'm gonna put this in the maybe pile. I'm not sure. This is my purple box Rider-Waite-Smith. This is my favorite of the kind of vintage-ish tarot, like Rider-Waite-Smith editions, printings. I don't know what you say. This is really the only one I've kept of them all, because I had like the blue box and it was really cool, but I kind of felt bad for using it. Whereas this one has nice cardstock. I love the printing and the coloring and the lines and everything, but it's not so valuable that I don't enjoy using it. So this is the perfect of like the Rider-Waite-Smiths for me. So this is, I'm keeping this. And then we also have the Sassari Beto, which is an easy choice, one of my favorite decks. Two more easy choices, Next World, Little Monsters, or the Mons Tarot, keeping these. Textured Tarot, I don't use this as much as I thought I would, but I still really like it, so we're going to keep this. And then we also have the Connected and Free Oracle, which I did buy kind of on a whim to play around with. And I'm still playing around with it. I don't really feel like this is going to be a long-term deck, forever deck for me, but I'm having fun for now, so we're keeping this one. The Lunar Soul, I do really quite like this deck, but I'm not obsessed with it. It is a really lovely sort of Rider-Waite-Smith clone though, and I like the colours. I do kind of more want the Modern Witch Tarot, which I think is by the same company. And I feel like, I don't know, I want that one more than I want this one. But this might go in our maybe pile. We'll reassess at the end. And then the Guild Tarot, we all know which pile this one's going in. These are two kind of decks, but not really decks that are, this isn't really a deck, it's like a card game, a children's card game, which is kind of cool. I use it for the images. Anyway, you don't need to know that. And then this is the ACT deck or ACT deck, which is Acceptance and Commitment Therapy. So it's not really an oracle deck, but they just fit on my... These don't count. I'm keeping them though. These two little decks, this is the Recovery Cards Oracle by Beverly King. And this is an Ogham Oracle, which I kind of want to play around with, which was sent to me by Danny Lang. Thank you. I'm keeping these two. Dark Days Tarot. I really, really like this deck keeping. I feel like I'm keeping a lot. I always feel like I'm just not doing very well. Okay, so got some bags. This is the Minute Tarot, which we've already decided we're keeping. This is just like I think it's called the Universal Tarot, which is US Games, or Los Scarabeo. Los Scarabeo is kind of like clone of the Rider-Waite-Smith. I've trimmed it, and this is just kind of my like throw in my bag, don't really care if it gets damaged, pocket-ish size deck that's really handy to have. And what's in here? Oh, this is my Anna Kay. I haven't used Anna Kay in ages. But it's such a classic. I really haven't used this deck. I mean, it's in order. It means you know I haven't used it in a long time. It's lovely. I don't know, we might put this in the unsure pile. And in here is my Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith. And I really love this deck, but I've actually found I don't really use it all that much anymore because I just go to my purple box. The cardstock's lovely though. This might sound weird, but I'm actually kind of thinking I might put this in the maybe pile. I do like it. It's just it's not my go-to Rider-Waite-Smith anymore, and it feels kind of funny having multiple Rider-Waite-Smiths now for me, says the girl who had like 5 at one point, or 7 or something. I don't know, we'll put this in the maybe pile. Okay, we have a few more bags. This is the Clover Tarot. It's so pretty. Look at those colors. I still haven't used this deck though much. I want to though, and it's gorgeous. I don't know, I think this was a gift from someone really special, which always makes it does make it a little harder. We might put this in the maybe pile for now. Okay, this is my trimmed Stella's Tarot. That's an easy choice, keeping that one. I think this is the Tarot of the Crone. It is, and every time I pull this out, like I almost forget that I have it, and then I'm like, oh my god, I have to use this deck, and I just don't use it. It's amazing. Okay, this is going in my maybe pile. My maybe pile is stacking up, okay? We're gonna have a bit of a reassess at the end of this video, I think. And this is the Circo Tarot. I really like this deck. I'm keeping this one. Okay, so that is that shelf done. Now we just have what's up here. In this bag I have a new deck, a fairly new deck to me, which is the Saki Saki, and it's already become a deck I'm really enjoying, so we're keeping this one. It's a lot of fun and I've had some great readings with it. The Awakened Soul Oracle is going back to Mum. This kind of floats back and forth between Mum and I, and she's asked for it back, so I'm not like getting rid of it, but it's not going to be in my collection anymore. Or it might come back at one point, but yeah, this is going back to Mum. The World Spirit. This is one of the decks. This is the only deck I changed my mind on from the last video. I kind of put it in the leaving, like getting rid of pile, but then changed my mind. So, I mean, I learnt my lesson. This deck's not going anywhere. Thank you, Tom Benjamin. Tarot de Saint Croix is another fairly new deck to me. I've done a couple of readings with it and had some good results. I haven't spent a huge amount of time with it, but I want to keep this one. The Literary Witches Tarot. I bought this on a whim at work because I thought it was really cool, and I still think it's cool, but did I unbox it, or did I just I essentially unboxed it on a live chat not too long ago, and if you were in that live chat, you know that I was like, this is cool, but I don't know how I'm going to use it. I don't know who anyone really is in this deck. So it was fun, but I don't think I'm going to keep this one. The Lightseers Tarot finally arrived. Oh my god, I was kind of almost over this deck because it took so long to get to me, and I was hearing everyone pre-ordering the new mass published Hay House edition, and I still hadn't got mine from the Kickstarter, so I was a bit not annoyed at Chris Ann. I was just frustrated with the process and being in Australia and all of that. But it finally arrived, and I was like ready to just be like, I'm over you, I don't even care. But I did a couple of readings and I was like, oh, right, okay. Thanks. So this is staying. It's been very on point and kind of lovingly slapped me in the face a couple of times. So keeping this one for now. The Sacred Creators is another one I've been playing around with. And I kind of mentioned that in the last video. Haven't really decided if this will stay with me forever, but I am having fun with it. This is the big box for the Centennial, which has gone into our maybe pile, hasn't it? That's weird. Okay, 2 more decks. The Dreams of Gaia. Haven't used in a while, but we all know I can't let go of this one, so it's staying. And then we have the Gaian Tarot, the Llewellyn edition. I still have not used this one, but I'm not ready to let it go, so we're keeping this one. And then I have some books of the decks. So I have like a printed out, it took me ages to put this together, of the Clover Tarot, which is actually a really good little book. So this will go with that. The Little Monsters guidebook, which I think is still in our maybe pile as well. The Gill Tarot, obviously I'm not getting rid of the Gill Tarot, but I don't use this book because the Gill is very intuitive for me. So I might get rid of the book. And then we have the book for the Anarchy because I got rid of the book ages ago. I mean the box. Got rid of the box ages ago. Okay, so we haven't done great, but we haven't done too bad. Let me show you what we're working with. Okay, so excuse the messy desk, but these are all the decks we're keeping, which is, you know, a decent amount. These are the decks we're going to be reassessing and having another think about. We haven't decided. Well, this one is going back to Mum, so I suppose I'm keeping it. I am keeping it. I'm keeping this one too. Oh my god, it's such a mess. And these are the decks that we're moving on. This pile, as I said, I'd already decided from last time. And these are the ones we've decided this time. So what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 decks in a book. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Not great. Let's see if we can get it up to like 10 or something. Actually, I've just realised there's one more deck. Hold on. This one. It's still sealed. I'm pretty sure this deck is out of print now. They had it when I started at the bookshop. And I picked it up. But I never opened it, and I don't think I really want it. I'm kind of a bit over Goddess decks. But it's the Oracle of the Goddess by Guyan Sylvie Winter and Joe Dozier. So I haven't opened it. It's sealed, but this is going in our leaving pile, which I mean means we're up to 9. That's not too bad. Okay, let's take a look at what we have left to decide on. Oh, the Tower of the Crone. Some of these are so hard, but I literally haven't used it in so long. It was really intense and powerful when I was using it, but I kind of had like 6 months where I used it a lot and it blew me away, and then I just haven't touched it since, which is a long time to go without using it. I do love this backing though. I love it. I love this backing. But you know what? Oh, I know it doesn't take up a lot of room, but it, like mentally, just knowing I have a lot of decks is taking up a lot of room at this point. So I think I'm ready to I am ready to part with this one, I think. The commemorative set of the Smith-Waite Centennial. This feels weird to let this one go because the Rider-Waite-Smith's such a classic, and this is kind of like, was the first Rider-Waite-Smith that I fell in love with. It's the one I learnt with. But I just don't really feel like I need 2 copies at this point. I love the Rider-Waite-Smith and I do use it, but I have all these other wonderful decks that I use a lot more. I think I'm ready to say goodbye to the Centennial. Why does that feel so weird? It feels weird. The Oracle de Mirrors. Don't at me. I know I'm not saying it right. See these backings. These are some of my favorite backings. Aren't they gorgeous? And the colors in this are really cool. And even though it's in French, you can kind of work out, you know, what the titles are for the most part. Beyond that, the cards are really quite self-explanatory too. Fatality. Reminds me of a computer game. They are really pretty. I don't think I've ever used it other than like with Mum a couple of times. Because it is special to me, but ultimately I do feel like the Flowers of Love Oracle that Mum got me is so much more special because I love it and I use it. And she got it because it has a sunflower on the front. Sunflower's my favourite flower, whereas she got this for me because she thought it was cool. Do you know what I mean? And I haven't used it. I might see if she wants it, otherwise I think I might be ready to say goodbye. Ooh. The Clover Tarot is next. Oh. I think, honestly, I am ready to let this one go. I think I've changed so much as a person and a reader in the last year or so that I think this deck would have been perfect for me like 2 years ago, and it just doesn't feel me anymore. So I think I might ask the person who generously sent this to me if they want it back, because it just this doesn't feel right to keep it and hold on to it. I hope you understand. Let's ask the deck what it thinks. Oh. I got the Two of Cups. This looks like an exchange to me, this image. Ah, I hate that when the deck kind of tells you, yeah, all right, I'll move on, exchange me, trade me. And then you're like, no, but I don't want to. It's really, really pretty. And I had good readings with it and I enjoyed it, but I never had like kind of fireworks, sparks, like click, click, click sort of readings with it. It did help me through a little time where I was feeling a bit about tarot though, and I think that's kind of the gentleness of it all and the simplicity of it. I don't know, I think I'm ready to say goodbye to this one too. Wow, I'm being really decisive and actually a lot more brutal than I thought I was capable of being. Oh. Okay, the Amethyst Oracle. I'm not sure about this one. Let me ask it. Let's just ask all the decks what they think. Its position in my collection is precarious. And that's certainly how I feel. It could go either way. Ugh. Okay, well it's precarious, but I'm not ready to push it off the edge yet, so we'll keep it for now. Okay, we have the Anna Kay. Honestly, I love this deck. It did so much for me. I essentially learnt with this deck. I really feel like this and the Osho Zen taught me how to be a reader. But I suppose I don't go to it anymore because I don't need it. I got what I wanted from it. I think I'm ready to say goodbye to the Anna Kay. Whoa! Whoa, Katie, are you okay? And then last but not least is the Little Monsters. And you know what? At this point, I feel like I've done really well. I'm gonna let myself hold on to this one as just like I'm not sure, I can't make up my mind, and I've done really well. I mean, I'm gonna show you how many we're getting rid of today. I'm just gonna let myself have this one for now. Final look at what we've decided. Okay, this is what we're keeping. I'll count them and put them back on the shelf in a minute so we can see the full extent. And then over here is what we're getting rid of. Again, this pile over here, what I already decided last time. But all of these, we made the decision today. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. Some of these were really hard, but it does feel right, you know? So I'm feeling pretty good about that. But like, I just feel like a weight has been lifted right now, which is a good feeling. So let's put the decks that I'm keeping back on the shelf, put them give them their home, and I don't know, it just always feels good doing that at the end of this. I just counted and I now have 37 decks. What? I need to count again. What did I say? Did I say I had 37? And then plus Awakened Soul Oracle, which is mine and Mum's, is 38. I do not have 38 decks. Is that it? I didn't think I was capable of that. I'm really proud of myself. Let's see how many I've moved on today. Okay. 15. 15! And then I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from last time. I'm so impressed right now with myself, and I feel really good. Like, I feel like, aside from a handful of decks like the Amethyst Oracle and the Little Monsters Tarot and the Empty Cup and the Sacred Creators Oracle, pretty much aside from those, which are kind of newish and I want to play around with, well, not really new, but I just want a bit more time to play around with, everything else in this collection, pretty much, are decks I just love. That's a good feeling. Ah. And that's not to say I didn't love or don't still love a lot of those decks that we're moving on. Some of them are really special. Some of them have been integral to my journey as a tarot reader. They just don't feel like they belong in this room anymore. And that's a big thing that I'm feeling lately, is just, I don't know, I just feel like closed in, boxed in, overwhelmed. I think I used the word claustrophobic, and that's how it like physically feels. When you feel claustrophobic, that's how having all these decks and like the extra 25 I had before, like 70 or 80 decks I had before all of this. Less than half. Whoa! Whoa! I just keep looking around thinking that I must have like another 20 decks somewhere that I've forgotten about. Okay, well let me show you where we're at, hey? This is what it looks like now. Obviously I didn't count these two because they're not decks, okay? So if you're counting and trying to keep track, trying to catch me out, that's where we're at. So that's those, and then up here, look at this. I mean, I could get a whole nother Harry Potter set. Which, you know, don't test me, I might do. But that's it, and then these are all the ones we're getting rid of. Oh my god. I'm really impressed with myself right now. I hope you guys are too. I'm kind of speechless and really proud of myself. Before we go, of course, I want to thank my patrons over on Patreon. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your support. You make making these videos so much easier for me. In particular, thank you to Tracy Timmerman, Laurie, and Lynette Brown. You guys just... I'm really, really grateful for your support. Thank you so much. If you would like to support me in making these videos, I'll leave a link to the Patreon down below. It's a sliding scale. All the info's downstairs. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for coming along this journey with me. I think without the camera and that kind of accountability, but also like I have to talk through my thoughts and my feelings, it really does help this process. It does kind of make me go, what is important? Like verbalizing that and then having to show you the result. It definitely helps be a little bit more on task, I suppose, and self-aware of what's going on. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys certainly seem to enjoy the last one, and I loved watching other people do this. Tom Benjamin, thank you for the idea again. But that's all from me this time. Goodbye from me and my 37 decks. I'll see you next time. So much love. Bye.